Yo, fellowshippers, what up? Welcome to the Fellowship Hall with the Twins and Ref. I am Ref, aka Big Ham, and I'm back with my fellas. Twin number one, Keith, and twin number two, Ken. Fellas, holla at the people.
What's up, fellowship? It's your boy Ken, aka the Odd Man Out. Thanks for tuning in with us today.
What's up, fellas? It's your boy Keith, the moderator. You know me. I know you. Let's go ahead and jump in. You know what we're doing. We are reviewing season 2, season finale of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. We weren't here last week, but we are back this week. And what a week to be back.
Yep. Hey, so was that the season finale?
Yeah. It was.
Okay, because I didn't see anything that said season finale on it. So
they said it last week's episode.
They said last week's episode. Okay. Yeah. If we had a pod at last week's episode, then we would have been saying next week will be the season finale, but we didn't get the pod last week's episode, so now we're saying it, and you asking questions. Ken, go ahead and get started.
So honestly, I thought this was a really, really good episode. I'm not gonna lie. It got super exciting in like the last 15 minutes of it, but even the stuff that happened prior to it was still, really, really solid. We still following the Thomas and Stark family as they go through everything. It turns out that once Rock and Lou got rid of Cartier, that the dude and his nephew or cousin or little brother or whatever stabbed her in the back by going around them to the connect. And
that's the game, man. That's the game.
Yeah, Juliana was at the ham of it, man. Juliana never forgot about about Rock not handling Unique. She said she was weak and ended up biting her in the back at the end. So I don't know.
Like Juliana forgot that Rock handled her husband or whatever. I can't remember his name.
Right.
What have you done for me lately, man? That's how the mindset of all these people. What have you done for me lately?
What have you done for me lately, Eddie? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ken.
And so, we see everything that happens with Juke, where she goes and confronts old dude. And it turns out that, like you thought, Kenya pretty much knew about it from the start and was trying to gather evidence on her to, set up that little intervention or whatever. And Juke beat dude
unrealistic intervention.
Definitely unrealistic. Juke beat dude up. And then, the cops have to be driving by.
Juke destroyed that dude, man.
Man, homeboy didn't get a lick in, bro.
He didn't get a lick.
Took some slow swings that she easily dodged.
All right, can you settle down?
Yeah, that's the truth. And so then Burke still doing her thing. She's still helping Juke, but she's going too far. And now she done hemmed up Kanan, and Kanan got an assaulting a police officer charge because he shoved her off him, man.
Should have did more than that.
And all the good stuff that happened in this episode, man. One thing that I'm disappointed in is that they never gave us closure on Burke. Howard knows what's going on. Kanan went and told him, and Burke is still breathing. We had Burke on our list a lot.
Hang on, Ken. Let me interrupt you there, okay? I think that's for next season, right? Because Howard said, we got to talk to your mom, all get on the same page. That's the reason why they didn't show anything happening to Burke, because that's going to be coming next season. I know.
But I'm sick of stuff being dragged out, man. We've been wanting Burke gone since, episode 2 or 3.
Hey, we hate Burke, right? We hate Burke.
Anything.
We hate Burke, and we pardon about it. She's good material, man.
And then Unique, Unique used to stay on our list, and then they're just slowly but surely moving towards the criminal protagonist side, and he proved his worth when he saved Rock. While Rail got Unique survived, and then went and found Rock and saved her life. Yeah. And honestly, I thought it was gonna be either Kanan or Howard shooting the dude in the back.
I did,
but it ended up being Unique, and that was cool. And now I don't know if they're gonna end up trying to make some kind of a love thing with Rock and Unique, or if it's just honor among thieves. So we'll see how it goes. But I thought it was a good episode. A lot of stuff happened. I ain't got nothing to complain about except for the whole Burke thing. I think they should have gave us some kind of closure with Burke, because if you look at it, the only real character that we lost in this finale was Warrell, and Warrell is a tertiary character. If it had been Burke, if it had actually been Marvin or Lou or Rock, then, okay, that would have been like a season finale that actually lives up to the hype. So sorry, I got to find something negative about it, but it was a good episode. I'm pleased with it. And one thing, my bad. One last thing is when Rock punked Lou at her house, I didn't know if Lou was gonna pull out a gun and pop her. I assumed he wasn't.
Man, I know, but the tension was thick on that one.
It was. I was nervous for a second.
Man, you know what Lou looked like? He looked like a deer in headlights. He looked like a puppy dog. Rock punked him.
Nah, not necessarily.
Rock punked him. Rock dominated.
I
first-
think
She
if it had
said
been
she
anybody
owned
else,
him.
if it had been anybody else, I think Lou
First
might have
roll
stopped.
there, I was like, nah, Lou, don't do it.
Don't do it. That's your
When
blood.
he first rolled in there, I was like, Lou, don't do it. Then when she bowled up on him and punked him out, I was like, dang, Lou.
Man, Lou went in there. Lou went in
Do
there.
something.
Lou went in there looking like a little brother who mad that his big brother took his girlfriend. Honestly, he
Nah.
wasn't gonna do nothing, man. He couldn't do nothing. He was had. She owned him. She told him she owned him, and he knew it was true. All he could do was run.
I mean, she raised him, man. So it's hard for him to come back too hard at her. I get it. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode, man.
Excellent episode. Big Hand, go ahead.
I thought it was a good episode as well, man.
Thank you.
You know, if the moral compass can't criticize it, you know I can't. I thought it was a good episode as well. Man, and I'm happy because the season 1 finale was trash. It was
Garbage.
trash.
Hot
And
garbage.
so this one was good. So
Made up
now I'm kind of worried about this deal, like what 50 Cent gonna do as far as
Stars.
his relationship with Stars or where he
Right.
gonna take it to. So because I don't want this to end. I still want to see this out. I don't want him to change, even though sometimes we we kind of criticize the writer every now and then. I don't want him to change writing teams and everything. I want him to keep the showrunners the same. So that's what I'm worried about now at this point. I was glad to see that Lou, that Rockton really got him out of that music thing. And then I'm glad to see it because it was really killing this gangster.
He wanted to be out though, man.
He wanted to be out, but him still being in, he went and made the hit on the Italians along with Marvin. That was a little successful hit. They dropped a few of those guys down. And then, man, with Marvin killing the
Sam.
crackhead, with him kicking Sam the crackhead, I was like,
Finally.
Marvin wanted,
Finally.
it wasn't just finally. It was Marvin was wanting to do better, but I was like, it was crazy how the parallel between him and Louis went because Marvin, you can't do better as long as you win the game. Yeah. And Marvin, even though he wants to do better, he still gets the job done. And
Well, he tried to give him a chance, Big Ham. He gave him money,
he tried
gave
to
him a bus ticket.
chance, but he did. But at the beginning of the show, he wasn't going. Marvin went and took care of business.
Hey, I know we didn't pod last week, but Marvin might have been my number 3 last week for letting dude go in the first place.
Marvin messed up, but he rectified it. He rectified it
because he didn't even know what was going on behind closed doors with Sam and Burke. Rock told him to take him out because he owed his debt, and guess what? That debt would have been paid if he had to took him out. So he almost made a big mistake, but glad it didn't happen. Glad he settled it, but I'm still saying, man, like he shouldn't have did that in the first place.
Yeah, man. Then another thing I want to say, man, I've been critical of Rock for most of the existence of this episode about the moves she's making. How she always making a move and coming up short, and for the most part, some of this stuff is true. Like your guy from Maryland went behind her back. We saw a couple episodes ago that he was planning it.
Yeah.
When he went and saw
Juliana.
when this guy went and saw Juliana and them, and then we saw Rock try to make them move. We thought it was a smart move. She took Cartier down, but then, other people always outthinking her. So this guy got the upper hand on her, outthinking her. Now she went and confronted the Connect. So that storyline for next season is going to be a big storyline as well.
Well, be careful about that, though, Big Ham. Remember, Marvin stopped her and said, let's leave, or we said something that we can't take back, or said something that, gets out of hand or whatever. So I think they
did,
still
but
got a potential shot.
What did the Connect say when she left?
She's dangerous.
She's dangerous.
And Juliana said, I'm dangerous too, right?
Yeah, she did.
She wasn't dangerous to her husband.
That's what I know. But you know what? Sometimes when you get it out from under the thumb, you become who you want to be.
Yeah, man. She
might
changed
too quick though.
She's sitting up in the restaurant all arrogant next to her cousin, man.
She's sitting next to her cousin like she his woman, like she the queen or something, man.
Yeah,
like she went to the mall and got glamour shot makeup. Y'all notice that? Like she always got her hair a little feathery and got on makeup and stuff when she. I don't know what's going on.
She done went from bruised eyes to bruising egos.
But like Kid said, I didn't necessarily have to see it, the Burke thing closed out.
I agree.
But I mean, at some point, if they don't get her up out of here, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm tired of her. I'm gonna go find her and do it myself. We gotta get her gone, dog. But hey,
Hey
like
man,
I
Burke
said,
is a
man,
good enemy, man. Burke is a good
she
enemy, man.
playing the part well because she's easy to hate. But
And the
like I
thing,
said, it was a good episode. The
yeah,
fireworks popped off at the end of the show. It was
hey,
a good episode, man. So
yeah.
I was pleased with it.
Listen, good review, both of y'all. Look, one thing that I want to say to add on to Big Ham's comment, then I'd give my quick review is Burke is trying to do the right thing. Why do we not like her? She's just trying to do the right thing
That's
because
the
But
whole
man,
premise of our
because
pod. It's
our
criminal
criminal
protagonist.
protagonist is doing the wrong thing. That's why we like her. We don't like her.
but it ain't even that, man. It's like her partner has told her to let it go.
Yeah,
Let it go.
Her boss told her to let it go. Her daddy told her to let it go. Her looker told her to
Everybody
let
has
it go.
told her to let it go.
yeah. But she can't, man. She won't let it go.
She
All right.
being an official Karen.
Okay. I thoroughly enjoyed the show today. I was like pausing every few seconds to see, like, dang it, man, it's getting close to the end. Whereas usually I'm like, okay, how much long we got to
That
go?
much
But
time left. Sheesh.
exactly, man. I thought this show was this last episode was extremely well acted. I thought Rock killed most of her scenes, but the one with Lou, it was a scene where you have to hate Rock, but she killed that scene, man. She killed that
She
scene. Like
killed Lou.
I think I always like Rock, right? I always say that I'm riding with Rock, and sometimes you don't like the decisions she make, and sometimes it come back to haunt her. But I thought this last episode, she was finally in the, I guess, in the role or in the throne or whatever you want to say, how we feel like she should have been like for most of the series, right? She was, telling people like it was. She was telling people she's not gonna back down. She's sending people after people. She went and talked to Tony Danza's character for I guess he was the mob person in New York. She went and
Mhm.
talked to him before Osal did. She's a step ahead of him, right? Now, don't get me wrong. He sent people out to kill everybody all at the same time. I give him credit for that, but that's what they do.
That's a good
Still,
move.
Rock was a step ahead of them, and Rock knew they were coming back on him. So I don't know. I thought Rock, I want to first give props to Rock. I thought Kanan, even though I disagree with Kanan for going against his mom, I think Kanan is finally coming into his own. Like he's saying, it's time for me to step out. Now I know he had to go back to Howard after Burke rolled up on him, but that was all Burke. Like if Burke wasn't there, then Kanan and it might
Amos.
be time for Kanan to see where he gonna start really getting into this drug game, and he don't want any help from anybody else, so he has to be ruthless because he don't have anybody backing him. Nobody's not scared of him because they know he riding with his mom. He's definitely on his own. So I don't like it that Kanan is added with Rock, but at the same time, I feel like now that he's brought Howard in, they're gonna have to mend some fences so they can do what they need to do. Now they may go their separate ways after that, but I think that's gonna bring the Thomas, Stark, Howard, whatever you want to say, team together to go out to Burke and the mob. So I thought it was a great episode. I thought Juke had a strong episode. First of all, kicking that dude, but he deserved it. I'm glad she did it because none of us agreed with the way her mom took her and made it seem like these church people do this type of stuff. Because I don't think the church people do that. And back to the show, it was a grimy thing to do, right? It was a grimy thing to do. Secondly, when Juke was getting arrested, Juke still wasn't backing down. Juke was talking hard to him. Juke, Rav, you said it. Juke is the hardest thing on the show. I think
Oh, I think
she
was so.
right there. She right there with Rock now. It's like Rock and Juke are the leading characters on the show, and Juke is still freaking 18 or 17 or whatever she is, And I was happy that Juke went to tell the dude that it wasn't Burke, it was her. But at the same time, I felt like that might have been Ken. That might have been a weak point of writing because she walked off and they really didn't have, like, it was no conflict, right? He was just saying it's not true, and she said it was true. She wasn't gonna lie on Burke, but it kind of left that open ended, and that could be for next season. I agree, but I think that's small enough to where they could have just went ahead and closed that out. What are you gonna
I
say,
think
Ken?
that was the closure though,
You
because
think
I
so? Because
mean
I don't know if
he
he
knew.
realized it.
I think he realized that the girl and Juke were in love with one another.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he realized that the girl and Juke were in love with one another, and so rather than continued to fight. She was just like, it's what happened. She took it without me knowing, and I think that kind of exonerates her. She took it without me knowing, and it was mine, and I'm not gonna blame somebody else. So I think that was the closure that they needed.
Juke's a stand-up person, right, man? Juke. Okay, Juke was robbing clothes stores in the first season, right? I mean, they in a criminal gang again, but Juke really ain't did nothing this season. She been grieving. She been giving advice to Kanan. She been giving advice to Rock, honestly, and Marvin for that matter.
Yeah.
But Juke was a strong character, man. And I know you guys didn't mention it, or if you did, not much, but we had Kenya and that radical fake church thing on our Gots to Go list, and Kenya got it. And I gotta admit, I was a little disappointed that she got it, right? Because she was just a crossfire. She was just in the crossfire for Rock. It wasn't like Juke or Marvin had any more further action with him. And I know that they can't kill Juke mom, but I don't know. I felt like that something with Kenya might have been the reason to make Juke super hard. Now we know Marvin got shot. More than likely he's alive, but at the same time, it would be stupid if they killed him off. But at the same time, when he got shot at, they really didn't show the girl die, but she died. You know what I mean? So I don't know how that might go. I assume that he's gonna live. But they making me second guess a little bit. I mean, he got away, but they making me second guess a little bit with the way they wrote the other girl's death.
It was a weak kill.
It was,
in my opinion, it was a weak
yeah,
kill. It didn't really serve a purpose. Now, honestly, what I thought they were gonna have her coming to see Rock, and the Italian guys killing her, thinking they were killing Rock, and
that's
then
what I
them
thought.
leave. To me, that would have made more sense. But for her to be at the door and then get shot, kind of shielding Rock. Yeah. That was kind of like just a so what in my opinion.
Yeah. And Zisa got shot, and so Zisa's death was legit. You saw her die. Like, we didn't see Marvin's therapist or what was it, anger management person. We didn't see her die, but we saw Zisa die. We also saw somebody else die. The Ken mentioned briefly. We saw Warrell die. And you know what? No love lost. No love lost for Warrior. But that may be the catalyst that Unique ain't got his second in command. He was telling Rock that him and Warrior gonna go start their own thing, just the two of them, And I guess he by himself now, so we need somebody else. I'm surprised that the mob went after them, honestly. Now I know that it's Rock's operation, but I'm still surprised that they went after somebody that they know Neek was running. So
now Unique didn't help them snitch out, so Unique wasn't enemy.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I think he kind of told him then,
He did.
So,
if you not, okay, I give you that. But yeah, man, great episode in my opinion. I thought killing Cartier last episode was a great move. I mean, it came back to see that, when she did that, all she did was clear the way for these other guys. So, I hope she deal with them. I guess we'll see what happens in the Gots to Go. But great episode, strong episode for Rock, strong episode for Juke. It's good to see Marvin happy that Juke is back in the house. Being a father, I guess we all know that we want those relationships to work between parents and their children. Even Rock and Kanan, I'm sad that they're at each other's throat. And even though Rock blind to Kanan, I understand, but still, that's your mom. You can't be saying F your mom and junk like that. I don't care if Famous lives or dies. Honestly, he hasn't done anything necessarily to get on my list, but at the same time, I'm kind of tired of him. I'm kind of tired of him. He killed dude last week. He getting people. he getting more heat on them. I don't know. But anyway, fellas, make sure you let us know what you thought about our reviews today. Let us know what you thought about this season finale. Big Hammer, it is a season finale. And go in the comments, and so we can converse back with you. Now, I think you guys know what time it is. It's time for our favorite segment. That's the Gots to Go segment. Big Ham, go ahead and explain it to them for those that don't know.
If this is your first time checking us out, this is our Gots to Go segment. This is where we name 3 characters on this show who gots to go because they're called the problems for our criminal protagonists. When we say they gots to go, we mean they have to be all in the game, brutally murdered. They got to go out of here brutally. And so we give you a list of
like
3
the last
from the
15
least
minutes
got to go to the most got to go. And so here's our Gots to Go segment.
Okay.
And I'm going to start it off.
Okay.
I'm going to start off my number 3. and this might be a little off the board, but my number 3 got to go is Famous.
Elaborate.
He got to go because, man, he went and tried to pull a move and killed that dude for no reason. Now he's going to have heat all over the family, man. And, Kanan out there running with him, trying to get him some extra money. Kanan out here, he already got his problem with Rock. He out here taking from Rock and doing his thing, get caught up in some mess, trying to help Famous broke behind out. On top of the fact, he helping out somebody that's going to bring a whole lot of heat to the family. So,
Agreed.
Famous, like, a lot of people have told Kanan, like even his biological father told him, Kanan, your boy is a clown. Famous is a clown. He needs to be gone. He got to go.
Okay, so let me pause, and I apologize, fellowshippers, and to you guys. Let's pause and talk about one thing real quick. What do y'all think about Marvin letting Kanan take the credit?
That's the boss's son. What are you gonna do?
And it's his nephew.
But still, he I think he shouldn't have let him take it.
How was he gonna stop him? Kanan made up his mind he was going. So what we gonna do? Have dude put hands on him?
He could have put his hands on old power to put him in the chokehold or something.
Marvin could have did it. Yeah,
Marvin could have did that. But
all right, so let's wrap it up.
Kanan's supposed to be next in command.
That's true, Ken. That's true, Ken. Let's wrap it up though. Let's wrap it up, Ken. If you're Marvin, what are you doing?
Oh, I'll probably stop him.
Okay, Big Ham. If you're Marvin, what are you doing?
Doing the same thing he did. Doing the same thing Marvin did.
You let him take it?
Man, I'm telling you, mama.
Yeah. I'm gonna lean toward Big Ham, but in reality, I think I would have stopped him just like Ken. Yeah. I think for the TV show, of course, that's what you got to do. I think we all agree. But if I was in his shoes, I think I would have stopped him and tried to turn him away. But at the same time, on the show, they all embracing it. So, all right, Ken, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go with my number 3. My number 3 got to go. I don't think I'm surprised that this person didn't make Raf's list, but I will put them on mine, and then we'll see what Ken has.
Man, I still got 2 more.
My number 3 got to go is Juliana. And it's because she is backstabbing Rock. Rock saved her. Rock gave her money. Rock, even though Rock didn't kill Unique, Rock still got her, right? Am I right? Rock still went looking for her and got her. Now, maybe she wanted to make sure that she was going to be okay with the connect, but she still went and got her. My number 2 got to go, and I mean brutally. Bring back whatever. You know what? I wish I had remember her husband's name. Bring back him from the dead and let him beat her to death. But my number 3 got to go, Juliana. That's wrong. That's wrong, but that's how I got to go, right? Brutally, right?
Yeah.
Brutally. Not Christianly, brutally. Go ahead, kid.
Yeah, I'm not gonna belabor it. It's Juliana for me also. And honestly, Famous almost made the cut. It was a toss-up between Famous and Juliana for the same reason Ralph said he bringing heat on the family unnecessarily. But Juliana, she then betrayed the family, Rock started helping her out, letting her keep that money there, paying her for it, and then she started. She ended up getting rid of the husband, and now Rock was hard a couple times with her. Like the security dude was there protecting the money, not really there to protect Juliana, and Juliana was scared of Unique, but she took something personal, and that's the thing in the game, man. Stuff happens, and maybe you could justify and say, okay, well, she ain't really part of the game. So she can handle stuff like a normal person, but then we see her with her cousin where she act like she fully entrenched in the game.
Every time she go see her cousin,
right.
Juliana right there.
So if that's what she's doing, then she shouldn't have backstabbed Rock because of that. She should have understood that comes with the territory. So Juliana on my list for betraying Rock and the family.
Snake it back, Ken. Give us your number 2.
Yeah, my number 2 are the Italians. The Italians just went through and shot up everybody in Rock's organization, or at least tried to. They got Marvin. I was worried that they were going to go ahead and kill off Marvin, especially since he had reconciled with Juke. A lot of times those things like that happen. You have a happy moment, and then it's followed by tragedy. But I'm assuming Marvin should make it. But yeah, I'm going with the Italians for my number 2. They need to get gone. And Sal, he stayed at the little restaurant and danced to the little jukebox music while all his guys were handling their business. So I think he's gonna be prime next season to be someone that's got to go. So I'm going with the Italians.
Okay, I can't be too mad at that. Real quick, one thing you said about the Italians Um, I feel like that they actually were not successful at all in their murdering rampage today. Now they went after a lot of people, but they didn't kill any of our main people.
They didn't
But
kill
at the same
any
time,
of the top
But they still
family.
took out
they
bodies.
they took out
They
they
still
took
took
out
people
Zisa.
down.
She
Yeah,
They
she
yeah.
took out
probably
Warrell.
they took out people close to each of them. They took out
Yeah.
Zisa. They took out Warrell. They took out Kenya, who's actually had a connection more so to Marvin and Juke, but
Shoot.
she went to see Rock. So it's a lot going on. They actually shot Rock too. They
Yep.
shot Rock and they shot Marvin.
Yep.
But yeah, but I'm gonna pivot from you, Ken, and go with my number two, which is Burke. And I say that because Burke is super dangerous to the family, right? But Burke is still trying to do good. I know that's against our criminal protagonists, but Burke is still trying to do good. And I feel like that this finale episode, Burke wasn't the one that was causing the most pressure on the family this time. That's why I'm going with Burke as my number two. Big Cam, who's your number two?
My number two, got to go, is Juliana. I think y'all got it too low. They got too
Okay.
low. At this point, she got too big for her britches.
Yep,
She did something that directly hurt the business.
she
Not
did.
only did she directly hurt the business, when Rock confronted her about it, she stood 10 toes down on it like she really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And we know you're not like that because we had to save you. And then when the cousin realized what was going on and spoke the truth, the Rock and her family is dangerous. This lady who couldn't even kill her own husband had a nerve to say she's dangerous as well.
Mm-hmm.
Her time is coming. Her time is coming. It is definitely coming. And Rock gonna knock her down herself. So
She
my
needs
number
to.
two, got to go, is Juliana.
Okay. Who's your number one?
My number one got to go was the Italians. Burke didn't make
Okay.
the list this week. And for the
Wow.
same thing you said, because, of course she's irritating us and doing too much and, trying to figure out what's going on with what's Omar Epps' real name in the show?
Detective
Howard.
Howard. Yeah,
Howard.
Detective
Howard.
Howard. Trying to figure out what's going on with Howard. But she ain't really, I mean, that's Howard. And and
Yeah,
and, and of course Kanan is involved, but she
being a
wasn't really the
busybody.
big thing. She wasn't really the most dangerous thing to the family right now. I felt like Juliana and the Italians, my number one got to go,
Mm-hmm.
who we're in the midst of a war with, are the most dangerous things to the family right now. And we made a move on them, knocked a few of them down. They
Knocked
came back
all of them down.
and
Yep.
hit a lot of the people down. We didn't get none of the main family knocked down, but hit some of the team down. Now was the toughest time to hit back. And so when we go hit back, we hit back against our number one antagonist, which is the Italians. So my number one got to go are the Italians.
Okay. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. And like Ken said, I won't hold up too much time. My number one guys to go. I didn't say the Italians, but it's Sal Baselli. So Sal is basically the Italian. So we'll go with that. But I want to call Sal's name because
Uh-huh.
Sal didn't do any hand dirtying himself. He was sitting in a restaurant or whatever, listening to music, smoking a cigar, and his boys were either knocking down people or getting knocked down. And I'm fine with that. But Sal needs to go. And I want the whole Thomas family to surround him and bring him to his knees. My number one got to go, Sal and the Italians. Ken, go ahead with your number one.
Yeah, my number one got to go is Burke. Burke been
Wow.
on the list for so long,
He has.
and like I mentioned, I kind of highlighted it earlier in my reaction. Man, Burke is just getting on my nerves, and I actually felt that they should have done something with her in this season finale, to give us some kind of closure. I mean, she hemmed up Kanan, and now we know she's chasing him, and he ran off to Howard. Yeah, the Italians. I understand how they make your number one, because they're attacking the family. But I mean, it's a war,
Imminent.
and it's like it's the game. They're fighting one another. It's part of the game. You have rivals, and you attack them. Whereas Birkin made this personal, where she's trying to dig up dirt on her own partner who done told her to leave her alone, and now she done already at least thinks she's put together that Kanan was the one that shot him. So she is a huge problem for Kanan, and that's why I got Burke on my list. Burke got to go.
Burke actually a pretty good detective, honestly.
She is. She
Yeah.
got to go.
That's a reason why she needs to go. She's too good.
Exactly.
All
Right.
right, fellas, make sure you let us know what you thought about I Got to Go. I think we all pretty much were in the same realm in a way. Just a little different order. Big Ham threw in Famous, which I think is okay. I just didn't know if he was necessary for this episode, but nevertheless, I'm gonna let him stick with it. So make sure you go in the comments. Let us
Man,
know who you.
what you mean you gonna let me, bro? You can't do nothing about it. That's my list.
Make sure you
It
go in the
is what it is.
comments.
You gonna let me stick with it like you can change my list, bro? Who you think you are?
Make sure you let us know in the comment section if you think Big Ham was out of pocket for famous, and also let us know who you think your number three were, and let us know what you thought about ours, and we'll convert you back. All right, fellas. Before we go, I think at sometimes in some of these shows we like to make predictions. So Ken said, "Oh, you typing fast a few pods ago, but actually that was one that we had done in the past, so I still had it." So we're gonna bring up predictions. But before we bring up predictions, I want to say something. It is season finale, so we're gonna say a little bit more. So it was a couple of things, Ken, that you said in your number two that I meant to address. You said that we thought that they were gonna get rid of Marvin because it was another one of those scenes where Marvin was coming up. Marvin was looking like he was moving towards a little more happiness. So it
Yep.
would have been like prime for him, that typical TV show misdirect. It would have been
Yep.
prime for them to kill Marvin. They didn't
Right.
kill him, at least we don't think so. So that's one. But Marvin has had a couple episodes this season actually like that, and
Yep.
still, what happened? They almost tried to kill him, and he made it. So hopefully he'll make it. Number two, we talk about Marvin being happy, but Lou was pretty sad. And I was like, man, this is like a down episode for Lou. Lou may be the one to go away. I'm telling you, this season finale had me guessing today. So I
Yeah.
was wondering if Lou might have got off, and that would have been like devastating for Rock because she just punked him and told him she owned him, and then he left and then went out and got killed. So I don't know. I thought it was a good season finale. Honestly, compared to last year, it was. I mean, last season it was epic, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
as compared to all of the other power shows, I thought this was one of the best series for season finales, if not the best. I know I think we still feel that Power Book 2 is the best spinoff of the bunch, but I'm pretty sure that this season finale rivaled whatever they had to offer. So kudos to the writers. But okay, let's jump into our last segment real quick, the predictions. And Ken, we're gonna let you get started. What do you think is gonna happen next season?
I think next season, Raquel, Detective Howard, and Kanan got a lot to talk about, and they got to kind of band together to get rid of Burke.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I hope to see in the next season. And then as far as that, after that, I think they got to continue the rivalry with the Italians because it's unfinished business left. So they got to clean up the Italians or finalize them. And then finally, I guess this is not really a prediction. I guess I'm just wondering what they're gonna do with Unique and Raquel's relationship. I don't know if they're gonna make Unique more of a staple in the show instead of the frenemy or kind of the guy over to the side that you can't trust, but you actually can kind of trust in certain situations. I don't know how that's gonna be. So we'll see how it goes. I'm still waiting to see Kanan turn into a savage, and he still hasn't. No matter what we say, I mean, him beating up Freddie had showed a glimpse of it, but other than that, he hasn't really shown any savagery. I mean, stealing drugs from your mama ain't really savage. It's just something you kind of get a pass on because it's your mama drug. So I want to see. That's what I would like to see. Kanan become more of a savage, and I want to see Ghost and Tommy. Man, I'm ready for them to make their entrance as well.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. I pretty much agree. I do. I think that they're not gonna drag Sal out the whole season. So I think he's gonna get dealt with early, like 1-2 episodes, and then it's gonna be like Juliana type stuff where Rock got to get back at them. And who knows? It could be flipped. They could deal with Juliana first and then deal with Sal or something like that. But I don't think that I hope that next season is not more fighting against the Italians. Like that story ran the course of this season and it was done well. I don't think next season needs to be dedicated to them that much. 2-3 episodes max, and then finish that off. I feel like that maybe we'll start to see Juke get a little bit more closer to Marvin, which either means she gets more into the game, or B, she starts to kind of let Burke kind of mold her into this cop, but she still has these ulterior motives to where she still be a bad character. So again, man, I think Ken especially, we didn't care for Jukebox character like the first 4 or 5 episodes last season. Ken especially, we didn't know what it was going to turn out, but I'm really interested in her character development. I think the actress that's playing her is doing a great job.
Yep.
Like I said, Rock was acting great. Lou, Marvin, all of those guys have really stepped up their game this season, and this season finale especially. I thought it was great. I'm hoping that Kanan. I don't know if they're gonna they may do time jumps. That's the only way we can see Ghost in him, I think, because right now Kanan's too young and nothing's gonna happen in the the near term. So either they're gonna do time jumps or we still not gonna see Ghost in him. Big Ham, what do you think?
So just to piggyback off your seeing Ghost of them, I think we may see Ghost of them because I think Rock's gonna have somebody in the family take Famous out. Famous gonna have the police bearing down on him for his murder, and so Rock gonna go ahead and have somebody clean that mess up. And so once Kenny loses right hand man, he's going to have to be looking for another group of friends. So that's where I hope he run into
It's a good
Tommy and
observation.
Ghost.
That's a great observation, actually, Big Ham. I'm surprised.
Oh, the shade.
Continue.
My next prediction is, along with yours, Keith, is that they will quickly end this war with the Italians and move on to war with the Connect, Juliana, and the light skin, the crew from Maryland.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a war that they're gonna engage in, and one that's gonna bring Unique closer to the family and closer to Rock. Whether Unique and Rock get all the way to a romantic relationship, I don't know, because Rock kind of just seems like to be stiff arming any type of romantic relationship from anybody.
She keep
But
business and pleasure separate.
right, so
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna get that far, but I think he will become an intricate part of the family. Well, not the family, but a part of the organization,
Mhm.
and so there'll be the next war criminal antagonist we'll have is the Connect, along with trying to find a new Connect, along with the people who double cross Rock,
Yeah.
trying to get this stuff going on down south. So that'll be that. Concerning Jukebox,
Yeah.
um, I'm hoping that we're going to see her get more involved into the game as well. I think she's going to be uh, a big. I think she's going to be a big reason um, to kind of facilitate Howard knocking Burke down.
Mm.
Even though she can kind of develop some kind of weird friendship with Burke,
Yeah.
because Burke had looked out for her, I think she's going to be the one that kind of, when she realized that Kanan's freedom is in jeopardy, I think she's going to give Howard the information and the stuff that he needs in order to go ahead and knock Burke down.
Ah. Not bad, Big Ham. I really like the Atomic Ghost one. Who knows? They may get Juke to do it. Fellowship, let us know what if you have any predictions for next season, and we'll definitely converse. All right, so this was a great season, honestly. I enjoyed podding it. I enjoyed talking about it, and I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about it from us. Big Ham, you want to close it up?
Now you got it, bro.
All right, King. Anything you want to say before we go?
No, I mean, one last note, man. Just since you guys were doing the talk about jukebox, the way that Kanan and Jukebox's relationship is right now, it makes it even more unrealistic that he would have
He would
killed
kill
her
her.
in the
Yeah,
original Power,
Mhm.
and that's
yeah.
something that kind of still sticks with me and bothers me. That he would throw away something so quickly over Tariq. Now, obviously, he.
I went and watched this scene recently, and he did kind of when he killed her, he did kind of just like, man, why you talk so? Why he was like,
Mm,
he was fussing at her because he had to do it, but it does make it like,
It's
come
tough, man.
on, man. I don't
It's
see
yeah,
tough for
how
me
he
to
was
be
able to do
believable.
that.
It's tough for it to be
Yeah,
believable. Obviously, they going back rewriting the past
yeah.
to meet up with the future. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just something I think about from time to time when I'm watching the show.
I
How
agree.
tight they are and how
Yeah.
much love they got. It'd be hard. It's hard for me to realize that he could kill her.
man. To
Okay.
start the show, he said she was his second favorite person in the whole entire world.
Hmm. Yeah, but listen, man. Honestly, if something we got to see what's going to make Kanan the true savage that he is, and it's going to be the same thing that scares Tommy about Juke. Like something's going to happen where they're going to get so hard that like certain things that you feel like should affect them isn't going to or won't affect them, and it's like killing a loved one, maybe. Like Kanan kill. We ain't talking about Kanan killing Sean, right? We ain't talking about Kanan killing Sean, right? We said Kanan's a savage. I think Ralph said Kanan's a savage. He killed his own son. He's a savage.
Yeah,
we got to figure out what's going to make that happen. So anyway, all right, fellowshippers, make sure you check us out. We enjoy rocking with you, so keep rocking with us. We'll be doing future shows, so make sure you hit that notification button on the YouTube page, and that's where you can check us out at the Fellowship Hall on our YouTube page. You can also check us out on Facebook at the Fellowship Hall. You can follow Big Ham on Twitter at HamDog22 and also on Facebook at Raphael Hammond. We enjoyed talking about the show. We hope you guys enjoyed our back and forth. Again, just hit that notification button, and if we come out with something else that we like to talk about, you'll know about it, and hopefully you'll come rock with us. Until then, you guys be safe, be blessed.
Be blessed, folks.
Be blessed, folks.